Hi, this is Jessica from LB24. We're here today at the House and Garden Festival to find out a little bit more about some of the exhibitions that are here today. Hi, we're here with Rachel Chudley today in one of her stands, and we're just going to have a look at some of her inspiration. Hi, Rachel, how are you?
Hi, I'm really well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Can you just tell us a little bit about your show today or your exhibition?
Sure. So basically, we really wanted to create something quite special, and I was thinking about these little cubes that we've all been given, a little bit like a jewel box. So I was thinking I've got all these beautiful things to go inside, so I'll create the perfect kind of box to put them all in. And so I thought about lacquered walls, reflective walls to reflect all the beautiful lights and all the reflections, a mirror to then reflect the really special ceiling that we've had designed by Surface View London, and then again to reflect this kind of skyscraper on the ceiling. I thought about the cloud rug that we've got from Front London.
Fantastic. So, what's some of your favourite pieces that you have collected through here?
I would probably say, to be honest, it's really difficult to say my favourite ones because I literally love everything that's in here. The table is pretty spectacular. It's basically, this is Cox London, who we are completely obsessed with. They actually based this design on a medieval bronzework altarpiece, and they've created this mirrored top especially for this exhibition. Again, so that it reflects all of these beautiful bits everywhere. Actually, then going up to the light, this is vintage chandeliers, and they've actually got a stand around the corner. And all of these beautiful little jewels are collected by them. So they all come from antique chandeliers, but then she'll put them in interesting different places on one piece. And then this actually, how could I forget? This is actually a very old Grace and Perry candelabra. And this was lent to us by James Birch, who was Grace and Perry's agent for 30 years or something like that. And then moving on, we've been lent some really fantastic artwork from the Cobb Gallery, including, this is Cat Rosetta, these beautiful, beautiful works. This is a cast of a Coco de Mer, which is a really rare seed that also happens to look a bit like a bottom,
Yeah.
which is really beautiful. This is a wonderful light from Tat London, who is just one of our favourites for vintage bits and pieces.
I actually really love this. Can you explain? Yeah, I'm sorry. This caught my eye, and I just have to ask about this one. So can you tell me a little bit of the story behind this guy?
Absolutely. So I actually, as soon as I started thinking about the colour scheme that we were going for in this room, I instantly started thinking about the feathers of a peacock.
Yeah.
And if you look at these different feathers, you can actually pick out the colours that we've kind of focused in all around this room. And this guy, I mean, he's so beautiful. He's literally such a proud peacock. It's amazing. He is from London Taxidermy, and actually you can rent him from London Taxidermy. So anyone that needs something that's just insane for a photo shoot or insane for a wedding or any of those kind of things, he is absolutely the guy to go for. It's just like, I mean, what a showpiece, basically. And then moving on, this beautiful picture has actually been lent to us from Brownwig Antiques, and in this picture, I mean, part of the reason that I asked to borrow this, it's also to do with the sort of perspective lines. So you can see with this ceiling, it kind of radiates from an illustrated sun in the centre there, and I thought it was quite nice and interesting to have this guy with his kind of lurching lurching creature, I don't know what kind of creature he's riding, that then sort of takes you up and over the ceiling. So it's almost like a little surprise or a treat. You know, you see, I think it, you know, people see the peacock and come in, and then their eye just gets drawn up and around, and they go, oh my God, I'm in this kind of crazy room with this crazy ceiling. Yeah, so that's that one. And then moving into this area, so I could never ever forget the pug. This was actually made especially for me by an incredible artist called Kathy Pilkington, who's a Royal Academician. And I am pug crazy. I have a little pug.
What's your pug's name?
My pug's called Dee Dee.
Dee Dee? He's not here with you today.
No, unfortunately they won't let dogs in. Otherwise she'd be sitting right there like this. I mean, she just thinks that she's the queen. But this is a sculpture of Dee Dee, and and it's been it was hand molded and then cast and then hand painted.
So you have some really good friends.
Yeah, totally. Yes, and then this beautiful chaise is actually still in the original fabric. It's absolutely stunning. This is an insane fireplace from Jam Antiques, and actually this stone is so rare, this marble, it cannot be mined anymore. So it has to be an antique. If you see something of this colour, it's an antique. And then this picture here is by an artist called Joe Goody, who also is represented by the Cobb Gallery, and it's just really, I love that kind of abstract art, and I think also the colours and the movement in it just like add to the room in a really big way. I've
absolutely loved it. Well, you were one of the first ones that when I came in absolutely drew me, this particular table and obviously that special guy over there. But now that I've met Dee Dee, I mean, like, that's definitely got to be the centerpiece through here next time. It should be all pug. Do you have a pug room at home?
Thank you. Every room is a pug room.
Oh, right.
Like, honestly, literally every single room in my house is a pug room.
That's fantastic. I love it. Thank you so much for your time, Rachel, and best of luck with everything. I'm here in front of Sophie Tea Art Stand. I'm about to talk to Millie, her lovely sister, and we're going to find out a little bit more about this particular artist. Hi Millie, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Sorry.
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
We just want to know, this is one of my favourite stands actually as I've come through. Just because of the bright colours, we just want to know a little bit about Sophie and her background story and how she's created tea.
Yeah, so basically she's always dressed as colourful, like her whole energy is like in the art, the way it's all expressive. She started off just painting on Instagram and sort of showing her work to all her friends and family, selling her work from that, and then it became friends of friends and people she didn't know, and then all of a sudden it's just sort of grown her audience. So everything is sold through Instagram, they're all commissions, and we produce these prints based off what people wanted. So.
And you were telling me before, her actual background is actually from a business background.
Yeah.
And
So Sophie did a business management degree, was setting up an app as a way to sell art directly to clients, just to cut out the gallery. And then they were like, well, why aren't you an artist yourself if you're that good at art and you enjoy it? And she was like, oh yeah, that is what I love to do. And then, yeah, she did it herself through Instagram. So
she's created this app for tea specifically. Does she get any other artists involved, or is it just purely hers at the moment?
just Sophie's art, yeah.
Eventually one day might get Millie's art on there as well.
Yeah, maybe one day. Mine's not good.
So out of all these pieces, which one would you say is one of your favourites, or is there a story behind any one of these pieces that you'd like to say?
Yeah, so this one is named after me.
Right.
She's done a few drafts because a lot of the work she's done there's another colour of draft. Like people like it and they want their own colours for their own house. And that one, when I joined her 6 months ago, wasn't available as a print, and I was like, why not? I love it. She was like, oh, I don't know, I've got too many. I was like, no, put it up. And then that was like one of our most popular ones since.
So is that called Millie?
It's called Amelia. That's my real name.
Oh wow, fantastic! So this is definitely you.
Yeah, it's my favourite.
It's your favourite.
Yeah. And the shark as well, she painted for a boyfriend. That was actually painted in Australia, where he lives. And she
I'm clearly Australian, so whereabouts in Australia is he from?
Sydney.
That's okay, I'm from Melbourne, we'll forgive.
Yeah, and she posted that on Instagram. And everyone's like, oh my god, I love it, like, can I have a print of it? And she was like, oh no, because it's in Australia, like, I haven't got a picture of it. So she had to, like, organise this, like, high-resolution photo to be taken. So it took, like, ages and ages to, like, get it. But everyone loves it today. Everyone goes straight to the shark, so it's worth it.
I have to say my favourite piece is the unicorn.
Do you like
So
that?
I
Yeah, it's fashionable at the moment, yeah, the unicorn and the flamingo as well.
also this one. This is an amazing piece as well. So when people order these prints, can they order them in the different sizes?
Yeah, so all of the prints are available in 4 different sizes. Everything's made to order, so these are just display pieces. Yeah, so they pick a size, pick a frame. The larger you go, you can personalise the frame, because we get sort of like a special frame like this, as an example. Yeah, or print only, so you can get your own frames.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
From Sir William Bentley Billiards. So we're just going to find out a little bit about some of your pieces today that we have at the stand.
Okay, thank you. Well, we are bespoke billiard table makers. We grew up over the last 40 years from restoring antique tables like the one behind you, renovating them, restoring something like their former glory. We've got quite a lot of antique tables in stock, but over the years, working with interior designers, private clients, trying to give them what they want, because our craftsmen have learned how to make tables of the quality of the original tables, but in the designs and styles that people want, whether it's contemporary or repro or whatever, you know, and everyone's interiors are different and increasingly diverse. So we just respond to that by saying, you know, what do you want, what wood do you want, what finish do you want, we'll do anything you want in that route.
So basically you customise whatever kind of client comes through. Can I just ask a little bit about this unique one here, because that's really caught my eye?
Okay, the rollover one.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so again, a Victorian idea is dual purpose dining. So not everyone has a billiard room or a games room. Most people have got somewhere to eat, whether it's a dining room or an open plan living room. So the rollover, which I shall roll for you, is a dining table like this and has a precision engineered mechanism to roll it over and turn it into a pool table or a snooker table, depending on the size, the game you want to play. It's as simple as that, as I've just done it. It raises up from dining height to playing height, and it's one of 2 mechanisms or 2 principles by which we convert dining tables to pool tables. The other one is like this table over here, which is a wind-up table. There's a winding handle in the end that raises it from dining to playing, and tops that go on.
So they're both functional and playful.
Exactly. And the advantages with the wind-ups is that we can make them all the way up to a full-size snooker table size. So that'd be 18 people for dinner or a game of snooker. Whereas with the rollovers, we're limited to the largest slate we do is an 8-foot slate, which is like a half-size snooker table or an American pool table size. But again, it's about trying to make something that fits into each client's room, personalised to their design tastes. And everything's handmade in the UK by the craftsmen in our workshop.
So I'm here in front of Black Book Interiors, about to chat with Ben. What we're going to do is have a little bit of a look about some of his pieces that he's got today.
Hiya, how you doing?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
So basically, the story behind you guys is that you get to do my dream job, which is travel the world and pick up some really cool furniture pieces.
Yeah, we travel quite extensively across the globe, sourcing unique, quirky pieces to try and create an eclectic mix that we've tried to give a little sample of here today.
And what's some of your favourite pieces today that you've brought over?
I quite like the animal stool range, which we do.
Yeah, we have a little boy playing on it that likes it as well,
Yeah,
so
very
definitely
children.
popular.
Yeah, very popular with children. We do two different ranges. We do a faux leather range, which is a little bit more affordable, and then we produce a handmade leather range, just two different price points, but they're very popular with children, good as just little occasional stools, conversation pieces in your home.
And where did you source these ones from?
Okay, so the leather ones are actually made in India, a small family firm, third generational stitching, handmade leather animals, which we've then incorporated into a stool rather than just a decorative piece.
Fantastic. And can I just ask a little bit of the story behind some of these stools that you have here as well? Because I really like the eclectic bunch that you have here.
Okay, sure. The pedal stool was a very good seller. We developed that in-house, did initial sketches, then we worked with a factory in India who produced it for us. Our best-selling stool. Yeah, really good product. Yeah,
So I have good taste.
Yeah, very good taste.
I thought so. Also, this lovely lady behind us.
Okay, so that's a large bronze sculpture. We cast those with a foundry in Thailand that we've been working with for over 20 years. Again, a family firm. Inspired by an antique Art Nouveau piece. We do this and we do another similar lady which matches up as a nice pair.
And just one more thing, what's one of the most exotic places that you guys have gone to and sourced out some of your pieces, or one of your favourite places that you've gone to and you've sourced out some pieces?
We're currently doing a lot out of India. Different countries specialise in different skills that they have. We're currently importing a lot of leather products, so India's probably the place we're spending so much time at the moment.
And whereabouts in India?
Particularly around the Jaipur, the Jodhpur region. But we do sometimes travel a little bit further afield if we hear of a new factory or something that's been developed that we want to go and explore.
We're here with Lucy today from East London Parasol Company. We just want to find out a little bit more about some of your stand and what we have today.
So I design and make flamboyant garden umbrellas. I don't actually make them. People much more talented than me make them. But I decided that why did umbrellas have to be so boring? So I started designing flamboyant garden parasols. So these are handmade, hand-painted, hand-carved in really cheerful colours. They're made by people in India and Indonesia. And I really love what I do. I work with really nice communities of people. I spend lots of time with them, and I write the stories of everyone who makes them on the website.
Do you actually have a physical location, or is it online that they're available?
They're available online and here, and that's it actually.
And some of the materials, are they different materials, or are they all the one particular material that you use?
There are a variety of materials. These are twill. These ones here with the tassels are block printed cotton, but they're colour fast, and they're taffeta as well. This is durian wood, which is a kind of fruit a little bit like
a very
jackfruit.
stinky fruit.
It's disgusting, but the wood doesn't smell like the wood's fine. Yeah, it's a variety of different things. They are very flamboyant though, and the tassels and all these things, they do need a little bit of care. It's why I've named them all after divas and soul singers. So this one is Tracy, this one is Etta, this one's Liberace. I've got Cher, Aretha, Whitney, Stevie, Marvin.
And which one's your particular favourite, or which diva do you really affiliate with?
I actually love Stevie, which you can't see. It's over there. It's got tinkling fringes, which come from southern India, from Kerala, and they're hand-stamped out of tin. hand joined together and then shipped by my friend who's a rickshaw driver to the post office, where they're then posted to Bali and then sewn onto a Balinese umbrella, and they tinkle in the breeze.
Do you have a friend called Stevie that's a diva, or?
No, Stevie Nicks or Stevie Wonder.
Oh, Stevie.
Yeah, it depends what your reference is in that one.
Do you have any friends that are like, are you sure that's not named after me?
No, I haven't gone that far yet. I've actually chosen not to name any of them after my friends on purpose in case of that clash.
Well, they're absolutely colourful stall and beautiful. Thank you so much for your time, Lucy. So I'm here in front of Bundle Beds, one of my favourite stalls, being the little gypsy that I am. And I'm about to chat with Catherine, who's basically the representative, the sister of Lucy and James from Bundle Beds. I just want to find out a little bit more about how this was created and some of her inspiration for creating Bundle Beds.
Yeah, well, Lucy was living in Australia playing polo cross and sleeping on swags a lot, and she found they were incredibly comfortable but very bulky. So, and she also used to do a lot of nannying and got fed up of taking so much stuff for kids everywhere for sleepovers. So she came back and designed this, which is obviously still incredibly comfy but much more compact.
I think this is probably why I'm drawn to it. See, I didn't even know. Australian inspired. And obviously the colours are amazing. Some of the colour designs that she's got available.
Yeah, so we've got 4 colourways, the coral and grey. We've also do a teal and grey, and then a navy and pink and a navy and yellow. So they're really bright, fun colours, which was why people love them, I think.
And some of the materials that she's used. So obviously with the swags, they are very heavy. So this, when I'm feeling it, is actually super lightweight, especially if you're hiking around. So what's some of the materials that she used in the bundle beds?
Well, all the bedding is 100% jersey cotton, so it's removable and washable as well, so they're really practical. And as you say, they're not too heavy to take around with you, so we sell a lot for festivals as well. Yeah,
and she's just launched the little doggy bundle bed, so you can take your pooch on when you're trekking.
Yeah, exactly, and they roll up, so they're really easy to take around with you, and you can wipe them down, and dogs seem to love them.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I absolutely love the product. It's really innovative, and definitely I would use something like this. I'm going to hop in it now and see how I go. Super comfy, and this is much better than a swag. Love it. Thank you. So we're about to enter the antique side of the House and Garden Festival. So through here we've got some amazing pieces. Some of my favourite pieces have been the prints, and we've got some the clockwork as well. So we're about to go and talk to a few of the stands here today. to the antique side of the House and Garden Festival, and I'm just sitting here relaxing with Rupert Cavendish, one of the stands, and we want to find a little bit more about, Rupert, some of your inspiration pieces that you have here.
Well, the Biedermeier secretaire behind us is about 1820. A lot of people, when they see it for the first time, think it might be about 1920. Of course, Biedermeier is a style which is often described as the great-grandfather of modern furniture, and so you can understand why a lot of people are surprised. But we have other pieces, of course, which are Art Deco, like the sofa we're sitting on, and the desk over there, and also the chest of drawers. But the chest of drawers, in fact, it's a Biedermeier piece, about 1820, not 1920. But we specialize very much, as you can see, in the light blonde woods, and particularly in Swedish pieces. But everything, in fact, in this stand is, in fact, in birchwood, except for the armchairs, which are elm. And we have a carpet here, which is designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. This, of course, is a new carpet, which is something one can order. The carpets are made in Nepal, and the original carpet was made in 1923 for the Imperial Hotel in Tokyo. And it is, in fact, the most famous of all the carpets Frank Lloyd Wright designed.
Absolutely beautiful. Can I just ask a little question about the clock over there?
Well, it's a Swedish giltwood clock from the early 19th century. The man who made it was called Israel Dahlström. He made a number of clocks, including for the Royal Palace in Stockholm, and there's several of his clocks in the National Museum in Stockholm. The thing about the clocks is that they have a tremendous sense of humour. Often French Empire clocks are very formal and magnificent, but the Swedish ones have this whimsical thing and that feel about them, and they often actually have a message too. This one is about Apollo, and the crane is a symbol of music and poetry. Sometimes they have other messages about, like dolphins, which might signify a naval victory, or the Northern Star, which is the royal family of Sweden's personal symbol.
And can I just ask, Rupert, what's your favourite piece that you have today?
I think actually there's a simple pair of chairs on either side of the secretaire, just here, these ones here. And what I like most are the things I've never seen before. I've been an antique dealer for 34 years, and I've never had a pair of chairs like these. We understand that they're designed by a man called Carl Malmsten. We attribute it to him, and I think they're absolutely brilliant. But even the sofa we're sitting on I particularly like. I have, in fact, got a very similar sofa in my own house, so I can at least say I practice what I preach.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Rupert, and all the best. You'll be here all weekend?
We will. I'm going to be here with my Swedish colleague, Håkan.
So if you want any of these beautiful pieces, come down and have a chat with Rupert. Web stand. They come all the way from France. One of my favorite little pieces here is my Japanese Hulk. He's made in lovely red resin, and we're about to talk to Roxanne and talk a little bit about some of the other pieces that we have. Roxanne, how are you?
Hi. Very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Great.
What we want to know is a little bit about some of the pieces that you've got incorporated into the stand today.
Sure. Well, we have, as you see, an eclectic collection of artworks. All of them are statement pieces, mostly. They all have a very important story to tell, especially this one. As you can see, this big red sumo is fantastic. It's definitely an eye-catcher, and this is a conversation starter. You know, this is a piece you can't go next to and not have any response to it.
I did say when we walked in that if I had him in my entrance, he would be a magnificent, you know, just first thing you enter in the door, that face right there.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Even in the garden, you know, that would look fantastic. You put the big sumo in the garden and you say, this is my territory, and you either come or you be facing big troubles. I think it's fantastic. I really love the artwork, and I really love the artist, who is absolutely fantastic, absolutely amazing, and so I think it shows in her artworks.
He's
really.
definitely a showcase. But some of the other little pieces that you have are really eye-catching. Is there a particular one that you personally love?
I personally love this one. We keep around being on the same theme, because this one is a sumo and this one was made by a Japanese artist, and this is fantastic. He is a young emerging artist. He's in his 30s. He basically went out from school and already did pieces like this, but years after years you can see that he perfects it and that he actually finishes the pieces much better than he used to, and I think he is on the rise and he is an artist to closely watch. Alexandra Jussin, it's not about her career anymore. I mean, she has an amazing one and she's a very well established artist. That's a fact, and everyone knows and everyone loves her work, and I know she'll continue to evolve and present new things. But this one is like on the rise, on the verge of starting something, and I think this is to follow.
So you're located in Paris.
Paris and Honfleur in Normandy. Yeah.
And how long will you be? Will you be here the entire weekend?
Sure, we'll be here until the end of the Arts and Antiques, which is until Wednesday, so it's 20 to 27th.
Fantastic. So if you guys are interested in our Red Hulk or some emerging different artists that are coming through, definitely come down and have a look. Thank you. So I'm thoroughly exhausted having a look at all these hundreds of different stands today at the House and Garden Festival. If you are down at Olympia, London, I highly suggest you come down and check out the range that they have. It's absolutely amazing. See you next time.